Another Class 5 for race number 2. We're up to the 1,800 metres here for the Deepwater Bay Handicap. Headed by Sempiternal, drops back into this class. He's 1 from 1 in this grade. Glenealy Prize last start, course and distance winner. Fruitful Life gets the blinkers off. Furious Pegasus runner-up last time out behind Victory Follow Me. Double Point third behind Glenealy Prize. Charity Kingdom gets the blinkers off. Supreme Storm drops back into Class 5 company. And Hall of Fame also behind Glenealy Prize, as was Gentleman and Empire of Mongolia.
This is a tough speed map to work out. Perhaps Charity Kingdom might be a horse that decides to roll on, take the front from the outside barrier. Gentleman's definitely going to kick through from gate number 1. Remember last start, Glenealy Prize drew 13. He went back and then made a mid-race move. Me Blanco's got blinkers going on and the 10-pound claimer potentially can roll forward. Fruitful Life, when he's done his best racing, has been on the speed. So this is a very tough map to work out. Makes the race tough, I think.
Yeah, here's Fruitful Life. He's going quite nicely here for his new trainer. Obviously, he's now here with Derek Cruz, and Derek's doing the work on him. Now, the blinkers come off on race day. You can see he's not wearing them in this particular piece of work. So I thought he was worth showing without that gear on. Me Blanco, as you mentioned, Victor Wong's got him going along nicely as well. He'll take that big weight off him, the 10 pounds off, and he's got blinkers on for the first time. So he's the opposite. They're going to put blinkers on him to try and focus him up a little bit. And Supreme Storm, I thought he was under a real decent hold as he came down to finish off his piece of work as well. He's now with Armin Lee, barrier number 4 for him. So you should get a run in transit anyway. All
right, OK. And this being the first of the quartet, first 4 merged jackpots. So $600,000 going to the pool, races 2, 4, 6 and 8. First horse we're going to have a look at here is Me Blanco, him finishing 3rd, and Sempiternal as well. We'll hear from Neil Callan in a moment, but what of this effort?
Yeah, well, I think Sempiternal's an interesting runner because Neil's only been aboard once and he won, and it was in this class, and it was earlier on in the season from a good barrier. So there's tick, 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 tick there. And Me Blanco's a horse that's been knocking on the door for a while and it's got all the weight off his back.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed with Me Blanco last time. He ran 5th. I thought behind Glenealy Prize, I thought he had every chance. I've actually ended up leaving him out. I had him on top last time, so he'll probably win it. But
hope so.
Yeah. Oh, you like him? Yeah, I know. But I was a little bit disappointed last time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just go back to Sempiternal for a second. And jockey Neil Callan.
Neil, Sempiternal drops into Class 5. You won on him last time he was in this grade. Does he get the right circumstances to win again on Wednesday night?
Yeah, I believe so. He's pulled a good draw. You know, he hasn't been running too bad in Class 4 either, but so which means he's holding his form quite well. And just kindly enough, he's been able to just sneak back into Class 5. And you know, we know he likes the dirt, and you know, he won very impressively when I last won on him in Class 5. So hopefully he can repeat the dose.
That last win was on a wet or weather track, but on a dry surface, would he still be okay?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem to him. He's a nice big galloping type, and I think the most important thing is to get him out of gates and get him rolling and get him into a rhythm. As long as he does that, then yeah, he should be a good chance.
He's a big horse, isn't he? He doesn't seem to do anything particularly quickly, but still he was good then.
He's well suited to Neil because Neil he doesn't mess around, does he, Neil? Out of the gates, he gets them moving and he lets them know who's boss. And Sempiternal's the type of horse that responds to that. He responded to Neil well there. And he'll go into the tips for me with the low barrier.
Yeah, he's drawn well, isn't he, in barrier number 3. Different track conditions. Again, there was a bit of rain around that day as well. But look, he won fair enough and he's back into Class 5, so he's definitely a chance.
All right, OK. One more race to have a look at, and it's Furious Pegasus and Empire of Mongolia. We saw before behind Glenealy Prize. This is the run prior, or earlier, I should say. Yeah, well,
Furious Pegasus has been very consistent this season. He won 3 starts ago and backed up with a couple of seconds. He did run second behind Sempiternal 2 starts ago. His barrier 14 is not going to worry him because he's a horse that gets back anyone. He'll want pace on, but I reckon he'll get it, you know, on that speed map. I reckon there's going to be a few that'll go forward in this.
I think so too, Paul. I've actually tipped 1 to beat him, but I think he's probably the measuring stick, Furious Pegasus. He hasn't had a run for a few months, which concerns me. I keep looking through the vet notes as well. There's nothing there. So it's just a little freshen up. 14 probably not too much of a worry if they click along, which they are likely to do.
Yeah. All right, but he has come up as favourite, Paul, the 4, Furious Pegasus.
Yeah, I've got him on. I've got him on top. I just think he's the most consistent in this grade. He's had, you know, a win 2 starts ago and then backed up with a couple of good seconds. So we'll put him on top to beat Glenealy Prize. Fortuitous winner last time, but did actually win, and 1800 looks like his go. Wonderful Chaser is a horse I'm going to put in. He's having his first start on the surface. Wonderful Chaser, but he generally works on it and he's trialled on it pretty well. and a Hall of Famer's another one that's won 3 starts ago at Sha Tin, and he didn't run a bad race last time on the surface as well. So he ended up 4, 2, 11 and 12, but I think 4 is probably the most likely one.
Yeah, I sort of end up thinking there may potentially be more pace in this race than probably what it looks on paper. Like, it's hard to know how it's all going to set up. We've got a horse in the race who took off from back in the field last start to win. So with that in mind, I'm going to go with horses I think that'll swoop. And Double Point, Furious Pegasus, I sort of flip between the two and it'd end up 6 to beat 4, but it could easily be 4 to beat 6. They might be the 2 to work around potentially in your quartet if you're playing one. Of course, there is that jackpot. Gentleman will be up on the speed. He should get a nice run. And Sempiternal, he's got to hold his spot early. If Neil can establish that, he'll run a big race. 6, 4, 13 and 1. There's a number of ways to play this because you'll get value.
Yeah, of the 2 Class 5s, I thought this was probably the trickier of the 2. More
Definitely.
open, more chances. But that's the second. Mi Blanco for me.